outside Oxford. Now, if you go back 1,000 years, the end of Oxford was just over there, the other side of the college. There was a wall, and you had to come out here into the countryside. And this was a place where the monks lived. You had religious men, Catholic monks, and they would live and pray here. And what we just walked through now, these corridors were part of their monastery. So this was here before the college was here. Now, the original church here was a church made of wood. It was a wooden church, the first church here. And it was in this church that perhaps the worst thing that ever happened in the history of Oxford happened. Now, this is just over 1,000 years, in the year 1007. And in the year 1007, England, just like today, and Oxford, just like today, had English people and it had immigrants. And in those days, the immigrants were mostly Vikings. Now, you might know about the Vikings from Norway and Denmark and Sweden, coming with axes and killing people and doing all sorts of trouble. Well, that was before. By 1007, the Vikings were very, very friendly. And the English people and the Viking people were living together and there was no problem. But we had a very stupid king. And the name of this king was Ethelred the Unready. Now, unready doesn't mean ready for parties or something like that. Here, unready in those days meant unread, badly educated. Okay, so Ethelred was a very stupid king. And just a bit like stupid politicians today, when things go wrong with the economy, they say it's all the fault of the immigrants. Well, that's exactly what Ethelred did. He said all the problems are because of these Viking immigrants. Go and kill your Viking neighbours. And that's what some of the Oxford people did. They just found some bones a few years ago of some Viking men who were killed by their Oxford neighbours. Those who weren't killed ran out of the city through the gate and came to the first building they could find here. And they thought they would be safe inside the wooden church here. But someone followed them, started a fire, and burned down the wooden church. Inside, men, women, and children. Some of the very important buildings of the college. For example, there's the hall where we just were a few minutes ago. Around here, you've got lots of rooms and offices for the teachers, and some of the students live here as well. You can see these guys, they're going on tour. They want to come to Christ Church College, and they're having a tour of the rooms now. You'll see a lot of the professors have their offices here, so they have their tutorials, their small classes inside the tutorial rooms down here. The dean of the college, the head of the college, is just down here by that light, the round light over there. That's a dean's food. And expensive food as well. Now, many of these old houses have a thing called a dove cut, and they've got one round the corner from here. You'll see when you go outside, it's a round, a conical roof. And inside there were lots of holes for doves or pigeons, are the same thing really, to make their nests. And they would take the chicks, just the baby pigeons, and they would get some food in these pubs here. There's also fish and chips there, and at the end of the village that way there. Public toilets are down this side as well, that's where the public toilets are. There's also the cafes and restaurants around. Looking for a cream tea with thick cream. Watch out for the car behind you guys, like to come onto the grass. They have just down here. They have a place to get a cream tea. We've got jam and scones and thick whipped cream. You can get that from down here as well. And also lots of nice shops for cheap as well. Now he brought his army up the hill, the same road we just followed up here now. And when he got to the top of the hill here, he met a witch. Now witches are these horrible women with a big fat pointed hat, and they do bad magic and have a black cat and things like that. Well, she met the witch at the top of the hill there, and the witch said to him, "If Long Compton you can see, King of England you will be." Which means if you can see the village of Long Compton, you will become King of England. So he came up here and he looked, and he couldn't see the village of Long Compton. So the witch said, "As Long Compton you cannot see, King of England you shall not be." And she turned him into stone. Now, on the other side, where there's men waiting in a circle, waiting for their king to come back. In the field over there were 3 knights, and they were whispering. They had a plan to kill the king, and they were whispering together, and they were turned into stone as well. So here's a king's stone. They're the king's men on the other side of the road, and over there. I remember in the story I was saying earlier, the legend, the king was over there. These are the king's men sitting waiting for the king. And over in the field over there, that's whispering knights. You see they're kind of leaning over towards each other. That's why they look like they're whispering, talking to each other, and to kill the king. Now, as I said, the archaeologists here have dated these to about 4,000 years ago. So it's around about the same time that Stonehenge was built. And they believe it was originally a wall all the way around. There would have been a gap between the stones originally, and so joined all the way around. But over time, it changed a lot. Quite a high point here. There's a lot of wind and rain here in the winter, which changed the shape of the stones. So it's wonderful to see how it would have looked 4,000 years ago after 4,000 winters, changing the shapes of the stones. Now, the Whispering Knights over there are believed to be a burial site, but older than this place here. The bones have long gone, but I believe that people were buried inside there when the dead bodies were at one point, which are now gone. And that came first, and later this, and last the King's Stone across the road. Now, what happened in these places, we'll never know for sure, because this is a people and a way of life which is long gone. These people couldn't read or write, so they couldn't write down what they believed. Like we